Okay, I'm sassy with the craft. Say less if we ain't talking about the cash. My life, I put it all on blast. That's right, so I can show you the path.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny, and I used to vlog about working in Hollywood and the entertainment industry, running my craft service business, and working as a background actress. But things have changed a little bit because we are now in a global pandemic. And so a lot of us workers who do work in entertainment, who work in Hollywood, have had to put all of that on hold. We have stay-at-home orders that don't allow us to go out and work. So obviously no television shows are being shot right now, no movies, commercials, all of those things have been put on pause. But I want to talk a little bit about what we can do in the meantime, what some of us can do as independent contractors in order to get a little bit of income coming in. I have income coming in a couple of different ways, and neither one of those ways are my usual way of income. For those of you who may be out there wondering what you can do, you may have questions about unemployment or just residual money that you've made from shows in the past or commercials in the past. I just want to talk briefly about that. But in the meantime, y'all, get into my hair. I got some hair. I have some hair that I can actually finger coil into a little afro. And I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I'm thinking that I kind of want to see where this is gonna go, how big I can grow it, because y'all, I have not had hair in literally years. So I grew it out this big before, like little teeny weeny afro, maybe in like 2016. And then I ended up cutting it off in 2017. So I'm just curious about how long I can actually go before I'm tempted to get the clippers or have somebody else get the clippers and cut my hair. So I'm gonna see if I can grow it out into at least like maybe a medium-sized afro, because I do miss getting braids. But anyway, let's get on to today's topic. If you are an independent contractor or you are a gig worker, right now is a very difficult time because in a lot of instances we don't qualify for, your traditional unemployment or whatever the case is. So let me just speak from my own personal experience. I am self-employed. I have a business, but I also work as an independent contractor, as a background actress. So those are my two sources of income. And then sometimes when I work on a gig, I am paid via payroll, so I am looked at or considered an employee for that particular job. For the majority of my jobs, I am considered an independent contractor, and as an independent contractor, you are basically paying your taxes after the fact in a lot of cases. Some people do opt to pay into their federal taxes or whatever through a form that you can file with the company that you work with if you want taxes taken out. But for a lot of us, we do go ahead and we file our taxes, and we end up owing money at the end of the year. I was fortunate enough to make a decent amount of money this year. Unfortunately, it did not qualify me for the stimulus. I don't get to take advantage of the $1,200 that everyone was able to get because of the pandemic, because of being quarantined and being unable to work and earn wages or whatever. I am what you would consider I guess like a gig worker, not in necessarily the traditional sense, but our jobs, we work, they're short term. And so once our jobs are done, then we are done with that particular job. So we aren't laid off, we aren't fired. The job has basically just been completed. So I am still kind of considered a gig worker. For me, I was fortunate enough to work on a few jobs that also paid into my unemployment benefits. And that really is what saved me in a lot of instances, because it did allow me to qualify for some unemployment. So I don't want, if you are a gig worker or if you're someone who works in the entertainment industry, I don't want you to think that you automatically don't qualify for unemployment. File anyway. File anyway, because there's been money set aside. It's called CARES, that was specifically for the pandemic, for those who are unemployed. And there is a section that says that they will provide for those workers who work in the entertainment industry. So if you work jobs where you have had taxes taken out, I don't care how small the job was, apply and see what you qualify for. I was able to qualify for unemployment, so that's a good thing. And then for those of us who work in the entertainment industry, if you work as a background actress or actor, then you also may have residual checks. And you know, a lot of times your residual checks just show up. They don't give you any kind of heads up, any notice. They just show up in the mail. But what I would recommend doing is calling the payroll company that issues your residual checks and shooting them an email. So aside from the money that I saved this year, I am fortunate to have these 2 additional means of income. I just want to encourage those of you who are out there who have worked in the entertainment industry, who are self-employed in the entertainment industry, who think that you may not qualify for unemployment. I encourage you to apply anyway, because you will be shocked. Even though they're going to ask you about past employers and that you have basically been paid through payroll with, even if you don't remember, I would kind of lowball it, because EDD is going to verify that money anyway. So you want to go ahead and just put in what you can remember. If you can't find it and it's not the exact number, I don't recommend guessing, but if you can find it, find it. If not, then try and come as close as possible to the amount of money that you think you made, because like I said, they are going to verify it anyway. File unemployment. Even if you think you're not going to qualify, file for it. Call your payroll companies, your media payroll companies, and see if you have pending royalty and residual checks. It doesn't hurt to ask. Even if they say no, it doesn't hurt to ask. And that way you can still plan for those checks arriving. Maybe they're saying they'll go out in 2 or 3 weeks, but still ask and find out, so that you're not stressing too much over what your income will be for the next month or 2. I can't speak for anyone else. I can only speak for my own personal experience, but this is what I did. I was unsure if I would even qualify for unemployment, but I ended up qualifying for unemployment. So I would recommend that you guys do the same. They pay you for your first 2 weeks together. I think they pay every 2 weeks anyway. I think you get 2 weeks at a time once you actually verify that you are unable to work for those 2 weeks. And obviously we all have been unable to work. So go ahead. It's a process with the EDD, but I would say set aside 30-45 minutes and fill out that paperwork online. I'll put the link below for California, and then of course you can Google what your individual state's unemployment website is. Oh, it's a trying time. Man, it's stressful, not only stressful with people who are actually losing their lives and, worrying about your family and yourself, but it's stressful because you have to, of course, make ends meet, and you have to continue to have income because rent still needs to be paid in some states. Some states don't have protections for their citizens, so people are still being evicted. Luckily, Los Angeles County has issued some protections for the citizens inside of the county. So that is a benefit. You can't be evicted if you can't come up with the money. So I would definitely be empowered when it comes to that. Go and look at the memo that they put out if you're in LA County, and look for your particular county or state or city or whatever the case is, and see what the current law is, and use that to your benefit if you feel as though you cannot make your rent or your electricity bill is overdue, or whatever the case is. I know electric companies and gas companies are offering like a moratorium until this is over. So I would say just use your resources. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to call. And you'll run into some hiccups because there are certain people who, or certain companies, corporations who have vowed to not shut services for certain people when it comes to like your cell phone bill and your internet bill. But a lot of these people are not abiding. They're using loopholes. They'll publicly say, we won't shut off services during the pandemic, and then they're still going through with shutting off services. I have a friend, I think that happened with her with one of the cell phone carriers. They shut her phone off, even though they said they wouldn't shut off cell phones. Somebody else said that an internet company, I think it's called like Viasat, they said that they wouldn't shut off internet. They vowed to keep their internet service open during a pandemic, and they shut her internet service off. You just have to know that there are resources out there, and yes, you may run into some cases where people are taking advantage of citizens during this time and they're not willing to help, but don't let that discourage you. Continue to ask questions and seek out information that's going to better your situation. Okay, back in the house because it is hot as balls outside. But on a positive note, we no longer have rain. We have blue skies. We have warm weather. I think it's like 92 degrees today. And you know what? I'm not even complaining because I have missed this so much. The beginning of this spring has been, it's been a lot because we just had a lot of rainy, cold weather. It feels so good outside, like I can actually go outside. For those of us who have autoimmune diseases, we need vitamin D. Like, you need to go sit out in the sun. You need vitamin D. Vitamin D is healing. And yes, you can take a supplement, but it's still synthetic. The best form of vitamin D that you can get is the vitamin D that you get from the sun. So I've been going out for, I think, maybe 30 minutes every single day because I want to take full advantage of the fact that we have sun now, and we did not have sun literally for almost a month. So even on the days where it wasn't raining, it would be super cloudy and there was just no sun to be found. So now we have it, and I am rejoicing in the sun because it just feels so good. I feel better going out and getting my little bit of vitamin D for 30 minutes versus just sitting in a house and it's gloomy outside. And yeah, you can go outside, but it's not the same. I do believe that I am going to have to go back to the store. I was hoping I didn't have to go back to the store for a while, but I need to master this quarantine shopping list so that I was really good. So before I voluntarily put myself in quarantine on March, it was either the 13th or the 14th, I literally made sure that I shopped for everything that I needed. I didn't go overboard. I wasn't out here doing the excess shopping, but I did get, a pack of toilet paper from Sam's Club, a pack of paper towels, and y'all know those packs are huge. And that's why I'm confused why people was buying all these doggone multiple packs. Literally, I bought that pack of toilet paper and we still have like a quarter of a pack. That was a month and a half ago. We still have a quarter of a pack left. So I guess people are just being ridiculous, but now I'm realizing that just the like little things that, because I've been cooking every single day, like seasonings, like I'm running out of seasonings. Paper towels, I ran out of paper towels, I think last week. I could not find gloves still, and I just use gloves just for my own satisfaction anyway at home whenever I'm cooking. So it has been pretty frustrating because I personally don't like touching and handling meat when I'm cooking raw meat. So I use gloves, and I haven't been able to find any gloves, like even just like the gloves you use to prepare food, like the kind that you use in the kind that they use in restaurants, because typically when I'm shopping for craft service, I'm shopping in bulk. So I'll go to, a Restaurant Depot and get a box of gloves. or a pack of gloves. And I had a pack of gloves that lasted me, I think those gloves lasted me over a year. The case that I got from Restaurant Depot, because I use gloves on set. Like, we use gloves just like they going out of style, because even before the pandemic, I don't touch on stuff. So I don't touch all over, especially food items. Like, I don't do that. I try to remain as hygienic as possible. And so it's just frustrating to know that I have no more gloves. Like, I have nothing left. But anyway, I'm gonna have to take a trip to the store. Needless to say, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to venture out here. I've been feeling better. I'm not stressing myself out over, you know, the potentiality of me getting sick. I'm just going to try and boost up my immune system and think positive thoughts and use common sense. Like, that's really all I can do. I can't do nothing else. But I'm also not gonna be fearful to go get the things that me and my daughter need. I am going to try to vlog more consistently, y'all. I have been working on things for my business. I literally have been like revamping, creating. I've been doing all of that. So I have not been sitting in this house idle, just twiddling my thumbs and watching Netflix. And if you have, then that is okay. This is a stressful time. Don't you feel bad about it. But I have been putting in a little bit of work because I want to come out of this quarantine having accomplished something. And that's just for me. I just feel bad when I know that I've had ample time to do something and I haven't done it. But you guys will see. I've been working on some things that will roll out in the next month or so. And like I said, just business-wise, I'm excited to get that out. I'm still, you know, got a little ways to go, but I'm hoping to roll it out, hopefully by the end of May. And like I said, you guys will see all of that hard work here soon. Hopefully, I can be more consistent. I won't say hopefully, because either I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. But I am going to commit to do at least one video a week. I am going to commit to that. And I just want to do things like, I guess, y'all, I'll be looking at people's videos and I'm like, you didn't even have to record that. And that's how I be feeling about my own self. Like, don't nobody want to see this boring ass video. Girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, put down the camera, go read a book. Just because I feel like my routine is so boring. I'm usually doing the same thing. Eating, I do try to switch it up and, you know, get creative. But for the most part, I'm usually doing the same thing, and I just feel like people really don't care. Like, it ain't that serious. So maybe I need to think outside the box and just be more entertaining. Please give me some suggestions. If you have questions about anything, let me know. Shoot me an email. If you got questions about working in the entertainment industry, or I don't know, if you have questions about Charlotte, I still get questions from people who ask me about Charlotte. So I have time on my hands. I'm not going nowhere. Please send me your questions if you have them. Till then, I will talk to y'all in the next one.
It's a grind every day, that's for sure. Gotta hustle, this LA, that's for sure. It's a grind every day, that's for sure. Gotta hustle, this LA, that's for sure.